Screencast Assignment by Matt Lark. My name is Matt Lark, and I am a freshman at Alma College studying special education and secondary education as a history teacher. Today I will be talking a little bit about assessing a student's reading level. A criterion reference test is defined as a test that compares a student's performance against a specific standard. A good example of this would be either the SAT or the ACT, as shown below. A formative assessment is given to let teachers know where the students are at before beginning something. This lets teachers know the areas they should focus on with students and where students may have prior knowledge in some areas. A good example of this would be a pre-test at the beginning of the chapter, or even sitting down and having a discussion with your students before starting a new chapter. Summative assessments are done at the end of a unit. This shows the growth of the students throughout the unit. A good example of this would be either a post-test or even sitting down and having a discussion with your students once the chapter is over. Both of these will show the growth throughout the unit. Triangulation. It is important to use multiple means of assessment because you can track the overall improvement of your student. It should be able to work in a triangle. Brugant's reading comprehension. The Brugant's reading assessment is an assessment done to test the reading level of a student. The student reads a passage and then is asked some questions after reading. The student must get 80% of the questions right to move on. A lot of the grade levels only have 5 questions, so the student must get 4 out of the 5 correct. In my placement class, I tested a student's reading level using the Brugant's reading scale. This student made it to the upper 3rd grade reading level. As you can see on the graph to the right, at the bottom is the grade level, and on the left side are the percent of questions correct. At the 1st grade reading level, the student scored 100%, as well as the 2nd grade reading level. At the next 2nd grade reading level, the student also scored 100%. But as the student moved on to the 3rd grade, they scored at 80. Remember, it is okay to score 80%, so we moved on to the next 3rd grade reading level. But then the student only achieved 60% of the questions. These results were very useful in planning instruction. This helped me know what kind of worksheets to print off for this student since I was teaching lessons almost every week during the second 7 weeks. And this also helped me know what sort of pace I should be working at with this student. It kind of helped me know that this student needs a little bit more extra attention and I should kind of slow down when doing reading comprehension questions with them. Sample lesson. I decided to do an individual lesson with this student where they would read a passage about dogs, and then I would answer some comprehension questions with them afterwards. I got to know this student quite well over my 10 weeks in class, and I learned that one of their favorite things were puppies. I decided to pick out a passage about puppies because I knew that they would enjoy it. I've learned that it is very easy to make a lesson plan for a student if you take the time to be patient with them and get to know them. I've also learned that as long as you are guiding your students in the right direction, they will succeed. Special education is all about time and patience. This research shows that you must take your time with instructing a child with disability. This research also shows that you must be able to relate things to these students in order for them to find things interesting. I believe that if I wasn't able to find the passage about the puppies, then the student would have never truly been interested in what we were doing.